Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, today I got a couple things for you. I know you're going to like it. I'm going to share with you a story where I've recently showed my son, my youngest son, how to sell premium. I'm going to show you our very first trade and what we've done since then. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there that have kids, maybe you have grandkids, and you'd love to generate some extra income to maybe put away some money, maybe help with their college, maybe help your kids pay some bills. Well, we can do that when we learn the skill of selling premium. Now, for me, I've been doing it for 4.5 years, and if you've been a part of the channel, you know the kind of success I've been having. Now, for me to be able to share that with my youngest son and now teach him how to generate monthly income just warms my heart. It excites me. And I want to share with you today how I approach that and what we talked about, what the expectations were, and to be honest with you, how he's feeling about it right now. So stick around. I'm going to show you that trade here at the end. But before we get there, I want to show you 2 emails that I've sent to my premium members. You have to see this. See, a lot of people think that my premium service is just gaining access to my upgraded CTP dashboards, which it is. World famous covered call screeners. I'm going to tell you right now, I've made so much money with this dividend dashboard right here. I love it. I check it every single week myself. But here's the deal. I provide value. I want to up your game. If you're going to put money in my pocket, I want to make sure you feel like you're getting something for it. I want to up your game. And that's what I do with the service. So I'm going to show you a couple emails for which I recently sent, and we're going to talk about how those stocks are doing. But I really think you're going to appreciate the deep dive that I give all of my members on anything I talk about. So look, let's get to this. If you like anything you're hearing today, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there. It's free. I come back every week, show you some trades. We talk about them, so maybe you learn something. So look, if you like anything you hear today, bang that like button because it lets me know you like what I'm doing. And what I am doing is coming up with a series of videos for which we're going to talk about the weekly paycheck, right? The weekly selling premium paycheck. In fact, I'm invited to give a webinar on November 10th. I'm going to do a special podcast for that group for which they can come back to my site, cptdashboard.com, click on the free podcast area, and they're going to be able to download that. Well, that's available for you as well. Just go to my website, cptdashboard.com, click on the free spreadsheets, click on the free newsletter, the podcast. Look, everything on my website is free, even the world famous free CPT dashboard loaded with 100 of the best stocks trading now. The only thing that's not is my premium service, but I want you to click that. If any of that interests you, I'd love it if you joined us. Now, let me get through a couple of these emails really quick because I really want to show you my son's first covered call trade. So stick around. Please give me a little runway here to land this sucker. Back on October 26th, I wrote this email about sports card investing and how it's a booming business. Now, if you know anything about the current state of sports cards investing, I'm going to tell you right now, there are unbelievable sales that are happening on the internet. Literally $1 million sales. And the sports card industry has exploded with the pandemic. Now, there's many reasons for that, but the point is, people are making serious life-changing money with the cards they've invested in. Now, this email that I sent to members had little to do with the sports card investing world. It had to do with the company, Collectors Universe, for which grades most of the sports cards that people are looking to buy and sell. Now, PSA is the preferred grading service for sports card investors. So if you bought a sports card that wasn't graded, you would send it to PSA, they would grade it, it gets encapsulated, and that grade sticks with the card forever. And based on a rating from 10 being the best to 1 being the worst, your card's going to have value. And these Gem Mint 10 cards are selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending who you're investing in. Well, Collectors Universe has gotten so backlogged because this is the thing to do. Okay, if you're going to buy these cards and you're going to be a part of the sports card investing, you want your cards graded. So they are so busy. They now have a backlog of some 9 months. and they have increased their prices some 250%. This business has so much demand, they can't keep up with it. And I sent my members this email. In fact, I'm going to follow this up with another email just talking about sports cards investing. But I want to show you something, because when I sent this email, notice Collector's Universe was trading for $60.50. And this thing has spiked since the pandemic. And that's when the sports card industry started spiking through all of these auction sales. Let's fast forward to today and see what the stock's trading at. Well, this is unbelievable, because when I wrote that email, it was trading for $60 right here. And since the sell-off towards the election, this thing got as low as $57. And just like I said in that email, this thing was going to pop because their earnings were going to be off the charts. With a 9-month backlog, they increased their pricing by 250%. It was just inevitable they were going to rock Wall Street with some great earnings. And sure enough, look at that. It literally spiked some 30% in one day. Now look, I don't profess to be a stock picker, and that's not what you're signing up for when you sign up. But what I love to do is show you the world through my eyes. And these are the things that I'm looking at, and I love to share them with the members, right? You put skin in the game, you're going to get my attention, and I'm going to try to up your game. Let me show you a recent one I just did on Visa. So how cool is this? I put Visa on my watch list. I send the members this email talking about how I would play Visa. They are now on my list at this point. It's trading at 185. I love to give a little bit of commentary, how I'm feeling about it. And to be honest with you, if you read that right there, you could tell I usually type the way I talk, right? Well, for me, Visa is going to be one of those great stocks that benefits from the Christmas rally that I believe is going to happen. Online shopping is going to explode this year. Nobody's going to stand in lines for hours to gain access to a store for which they feel like they're being pressured to get out of the store so other people can come in. They're just going to flock online and make all their purchases. So companies like Visa and most of the really popular online shopping websites are going to benefit. So for me, when Visa tailed off, and you could really see it tailing off there, it presented an opportunity. Now, I had already bought shares, and I mentioned that to my members right here, that I already had the shares. They knew that because I had sent them a real-time trade when I bought the shares, and then I sold the 192.50 strike, and I think I ended up getting $4 for that. But I wanted to share my vision. I wanted to make sure they understood why I thought this was a good one to watch. And as you can see, Visa has got on its horse and literally flew off the chart. It's now trading damn near 200, just like I mentioned in that email. I'll tell you, I'm thinking about buying a couple hundred more shares and selling an out-of-the-money strike, because right now I believe Visa could easily find itself back up to 220 as we get into the peak Christmas buying season. But hey, look, I'm not a stock picker. I just let you see the world through my eyes, and that's what I see. But here's the most important thing I want you to take away today from this video. My purpose with the channel is not to come here and give you hypothetical stocks that you should be buying or stocks that you should never sell. What I want to do is talk to you about stocks that I have purchased, I have written covered calls on, so I can give you a frontline experience of how the stock trades. See, if I get on here and say 3 top dividend stocks that never trade forever, to me, that does you a disservice. Because I could just flip through the S&P 500, pick the biggest stocks with the biggest dividends, look at their charts and see that they've been trading sideways to higher for the past 30 years, and do some YouTube content to make that YouTube money. We don't do that here. What I want to do is truly up your game. So I talk about stocks that I have actually traded and I can speak to it. Right? That's why generally I never talk about anybody else's trade, because I can't speak to it. Now, with that said, let's talk about a trade I can speak to with my son, because now I want to share with you a quick story of how I showed my son how to sell premium. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and bang the like button, because apparently hitting the like button helps the YouTube algorithm. So let's talk about how I taught my son how to sell premium. So the quick backstory is this. I set up a custodial account for him a couple years ago. We've been putting money into it. We've been buying stocks. Well, now that he's 18, I converted that custodial account into a real account for which he can now use an ATM card. He can trade stocks. He can take pictures of his paycheck and deposit it. I'm on record as saying, dump your bank, move to a brokerage with cash management, because you get many more benefits from that. But more important, you start to think of your money from an investment standpoint versus just sitting in a bank account. And the bank doesn't pay anything anymore, so that's literally dead money. Putting it in a brokerage, we're able to then start to invest. Maybe you invest in dividend paying stocks so you can get paid, right? That's what I want to teach my kids. I want to teach them that mindset. So when I converted my youngest son's account to a trading account, I applied for him to write covered calls and sell cash secure puts. So as we were getting our paperwork approved for that, DraftKings, for which I bought about a month ago, started to get on its horse and rally. This is a great case study for the buy and hold investors. We bought the shares at 36x, and I'll never forget, every single day I would come home, as DraftKings would go higher and higher and higher, he would show me how much money he was making. And I would always say, man, that's great. But remember, unless you sell, none of that's realized. Well, sure enough, DraftKings gets some bad news and this thing falls all the way under his purchase price. And now he's not feeling too good. But I tell him, look, don't worry. We're going to sell premium on this. I'm going to teach you the ways. Sure enough, we get our paperwork approved. And now DraftKings, this is just a couple days ago, DraftKings starts to move higher. So I showed him that we were going to sell an at the money strike and we were going to get some $4 for that. Now what I did was this. I went ahead and did his very first trade. We sold the $37.50. It was basically at the money. We ended up getting $4.20 for it. And I talked to him about the expectations of this trade. We talked about how he had witnessed DraftKings go to 63 and come right back down to under his purchase price, and he was losing money. I told him the expectation needs to be set. You need to understand that we're giving somebody your shares at $37.50, and they have paid us $4.20 for that right. So they have paid us up front $420 cash money in the account. Now we have to wait the 30 days and see what happens. I explained to him how the process worked. He understands it. And I'll tell you what, when he saw that money deposited into his account, his eyes got as big as 50-cent pieces. He now understands the value of selling premium, because where he once thought he made 100%, he literally ends up making nothing. And when I talked to him about how he can make 9, 10, 11% on this trade, and how this trade's going to end in 30 days, he looked at me and said, wait a second, you're telling me if we can do that every single month, I can make close to 100% on my money? Of course, I told him to pump the brakes. That wasn't going to happen. But the point is, he understood it at that moment. He put money into his account. He was going to make a little bit of money on his stock appreciation. He was going to look to do it again. He got the value. He understands it. And I'll tell you what, he's excited. Now I'm going to give you a little bonus here. Since we did that trade, we went ahead and did another trade. Now, when the stock was trading at 41.80, we went ahead and bought 100 shares. He sold the 42, one deviation out of the money strike. He ended up picking up another $4.10, $410 into his account. These two trades, he has pocketed cash in the bank, $830. And I'll tell you what, if this thing finishes above 42, he collects a little stock appreciation on both trades. He is jacked. What I'm here to tell you is this. I want you to learn this because you too can have this kind of success. Now look, I've showed you trades where I've made money and lost money. There are strategies within the strategy. But this is his very first experience. And we're going to monitor these trades, right? I'm going to help him manage these trades. And if the stock were to fall, I'm going to help him manage the trade with exit strategy, so on and so forth. And you will get good doing that, right? So what I need you to do is really put in the homework, right? Get your experience. Do your very first safe, comfortable trade. And when you feel the success, I'm telling you, that will actually motivate you to have your next successful trade. Now I'm going to leave it right there. If you want to be a part of the premium membership, go back to my website and I want you to click Upgrade to CTP Dashboard. I have a 1 free month offer waiting for you. It's there. And people have been taking advantage of that because that is an awesome deal. I give you a free month. And my membership is dirt cheap, okay? What I want to do is try to up your game. So that's why I try to bring you these videos. I try to give you access to the upgraded CTP dashboard and all of my different email communications, all in an effort to help you up your game. Now, don't forget, I'm doing that weekly paycheck series, right? I'm going to do about 3 videos on how I use stocks. I write covered calls in a very tight 7 to 5 day window, and I'm knocking down serious weekly paychecks. And if you remember, I did a weekly $1,000 challenge about 3 months ago, where in 13 weeks I was able to generate $20,000. And that is documented. And I'll tell you what, I'm addicted. I need to get back to that. That's why we're doing this, because I want to finish my year super strong, and I think we can do it. So subscribe to the channel, bang the like button, and hey, look, be safe, be healthy. Most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.